We have found the Parenti. We tracked it from the eggs to this spot. My GoPro camera is rolling.
All right, what
It
do you want me
is
to
just
do?
in front of me.
What do you want me to do?
Flank towards the front of it.
Okay, I'm gonna leave my camera rolling.
Okay.
On the
leave your
ground.
camera rolling. If you have to drop the camera and jump for it, jump for it.
I'm putting it on the ground.
I'm putting this right here. And the binoculars right here as well.
Okay. All right, this is rolling.
When you're talking about the continent of Australia, the Parenti is without question king of the outback. Now, in Australia, there are many different animals that we sought after, but we went to Australia specifically in mind with this lizard as a target. This is one of the largest monitor species on our planet. This lizard can grow to nearly 8 feet in length. Finally, toward the end of the trip is when we were going to find ourselves in Parenti territory. This is the center of the outback. Alice Springs is where we set up our base camp. When you think outback, you're thinking, oh, it must be like one of those, Crocodile Dundee movies where there's crocodiles everywhere and it's these big rocky outcrops. Not so much the case in the middle of Alice Springs. It's like the ultimate desert, where every direction you turn is this vast expanse of open wilderness. When we're talking about the Parenti, these things are nomadic and they can move for hundreds of miles across the outback, so it's all a matter of being in the right place at the right time. Now, we had 7 days in total to find this animal. Every day we would wake up before sunrise and go over the game plan of the day. We'd get into vehicles and we would drive. And we would drive and drive and drive for hours. So just imagine being in a vehicle, staring out the front window, and I would go back and forth, scanning as you're going about 60 miles an hour, and your eyes are completely focused on the edge of the road and the underbrush. Because during the day, what Parentis will do is come up onto the edge of the road and bask out on the embankments. They're doing this because they rely on the sun to heat up their bodies so that they can go out and continue hunting. The biggest challenge we faced is the fact that Australia was going through this massive drought. Without the water, the prey species are not moving about to drink. Without the prey species moving about, why would the predators be out hunting? So any Parenti that would have been in the area were staying hunkered down to conserve their resources. After about 6 days of searching, it seemed like this episode was not going to come together. And that's the one thing that people, I think, sometimes don't realize is just because you see us presenting animals on camera, it doesn't mean that we're always going to find the animal. I mean, we traveled all the way around the world to get to Australia to find specifically this lizard. It was our main target. And I'd gone into this adventure saying to myself, okay, if I can find a Parenti, just seeing a Parenti would have been incredible. And at this point, we hadn't even seen one of these lizards. Some episodes simply don't work out. So after 6 days of searching, there was no Parenti to be had. So we told the crew, take a break for the rest of the afternoon. Mario and I would be responsible and head off into the desert. And we headed down this embankment and into the wash. Mario stops and he's like, dude, lizard tracks. I look up and there, underneath the shade of a tree, is this massive Parenti. I mean, my heart pretty much leapt out of my chest. It was like a Komodo dragon, the way that it stood up on its forelimbs. It looked right at us, wasn't running, wasn't doing anything, just basically staring us down saying, are you really thinking about getting closer to me? My heart is racing. I grabbed the lizard's tail.
Got it! Got it!
And it's swinging its head trying to bite me.
Got him! I got him! Holy mackerel! That is a Parenti. Hold on, he's getting a little close to my hand there.
Then once the lizard realizes Mario's in front of him, it starts going straight for his camera. So we let the Parenti actually grab onto the muff of the microphone. And Mario and I are sitting there, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got the Parenti. And it's one of those pure moments where you just let the emotion fly. You couldn't have scripted it better for this scene to work out like that. It was making a movie in its greatest moments right there. I mean, it was like an old Western as the Parenti disappeared off into the sunset. Finding, tracking, and ultimately getting hands-on with this lizard, and I think it's one of, if not the best episodes we filmed this entire season of Brave the Wild.
Oh my gosh, dude. We got one. We got one. Incredible.